Honorable Chairman, Dr. Nadesan, Honorable Vice Chairman, Dr. Madan Karthik, Dr. Sambar, Dr. Amudan, Principal of Excel Business School, Dr. Vimal Nishan, HOD of the Business School, Dr. Padmanabhan, Head of the Department of MCA, other faculties, parents, and my dear student brothers and sisters. A very warm good morning, rather I should be. We are closing into the afternoon. Anyway, we'll still make it as a good morning. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to be here, to wish you all good luck in your endeavor to graduate yourself in MBA or MCA as the case may be. Just wanted to share a few points for your consideration and to spend the next few years in this campus honing your skills and arming and developing you to be the most sought after person in your respective field. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate you for having chosen this particular branch of study. Not only that, but even beyond, for having chosen Excel Business School. And as the name indicates, it is a college of excellence. And you are, after a few years, will be an excellent person. I also congratulate the parents for having supported you to pursue your program here in this institution. And on this occasion, I also appreciate and congratulate the faculties for organizing such an event, giving you a good start for your program, and also planning for a host of other activities for the entire year, and not only here, for your entire tenure of the program. And finally, I congratulate our management, particularly our Honorable Chairman, Dr. Nadesan, as well as Vice Chairman, Dr. Madan Karthik, for having instituted such a vast facility, throwing open for your own benefits, and not only that, engaging you right from the lighting of the Kutu welfare and so on, beyond, coming down to ensure that each of us take a wonderful value from here, develop ourselves in the next few years, and excel in your walks of life. The first thing that I wanted to say was this is a beginning for you. And at the beginning itself, it is a must that each of us will have to have a vision for us. I just like to recollect our late Dr. Abdul Kalam's saying about the dream. Dream is not something that you do in your sleep, but dream is something that does not let you sleep. Correct? So each of us have been spending, we always say in business, we say, failing to plan is planning to fail. So each of us, every single activity, be it in your academics, or even running of the institution, or handling your syllabus by your faculties in the department, running of various other institutions or businesses, every action, every project, every set of activities will have to have a plan. Without a plan, we do not move anywhere. We are always at the junction, not knowing or not taking any particular path. And I always say that we continue to be at the bus stand, not knowing which bus to take. The reason is we have not decided on which place to go. So first and foremost, I would like to again reiterate that you need a dream. Okay, after dream, what do we do? I just said, somebody was wearing on the t-shirt, it said, dream as if you will live forever. And that is what each of us think. How many of you have, or of us have really have ever thought that even the next moment we may not be alive? Any idea? Can anybody guarantee that I will live till this evening? No. But still, we feel that we are going to live forever. We have never put a limitation also. Either it is 60 years, 70 years, 100 years. No, we never have a limitation. So that's why it says, dream as if you will live forever. But however, it doesn't stop there. It says, do as if today is your last day. Isn't it? Very contradicting. But at the same time, we dream, so the dreams have to be so big that you will eventually achieve it. But then you don't stop with dreaming, you take a lot of efforts in seeing the dream come true. And what level of effort are you going to take is you set a limit, time limit. We always say every task, every objective and every task, it always says it starts from the beginning, in the vision. So we have a vision, and to achieve this vision, we have a mission. And this mission is further broken down into objectives. And the objectives are further broken down to individual tasks. So you will see the chain of activities where we have a vision followed by a mission. Now vision and mission may not have time limits. However, objectives and tasks are always time bound. So you always say objectives and tasks have to be SMART. By the word SMART, we say S-M-A-R-T. S stands for specific. So any particular activity that you would like to do, even if it's a project, be very, very specific. The title should communicate in entirety as to what exactly is going to be the result of your effort. So it should be very specific. And M stands for measurable. Many times our objectives or our results are always qualitative. It has to be quantitative. Correct? Our chairman said that your seniors last year were placed at 3 lakh per annum. So 3 lakh is a quantification. He could have always said they were placed in very high salary. Now we don't know what high salary it is. But the moment he says it is 3 lakh, now you have a limit, you have a vision. You have an idea as to what it is. It is measurable. Similarly, so S stands for specific and M stands for measurable. And A stands for, it should be achievable. You don't, talk about, landing on the moon in the next 2 years or something. So you need to set targets which are achievable. These objectives or targets, tasks have to be achievable. Next follows with R is relevant. So these tasks or objectives should be relevant to your mission, which is again relevant to your vision. So R stands for relevant. And finally, what does T stand for? What should T stand for? In SMAR, what should T stand for? Something else. Talent or next? No, we talked about something. What else is it? Louder. No. Time. Initially we start off with time. Do as if today was your last day. You set a time limit. So every object or task has to be time bound. If we do not fix a time limit, then even completing your MBA or MCA is not going to happen. Is it right or wrong? Yes. MBA students will say, in the next 2 years, I have to complete my MBA program. Or MCA students will say, in the next 3 years, I will have to complete my MCA program. Correct or wrong? If you are not going to set this time limit, you are never going to complete MCA or MBA. So similarly, every objective or task will have to be SMART. So anytime you say that I am going to do this, be it in your own life, any project, even like say you are organizing a marriage function, or even you are organizing a typical function that we are here as an inaugural function for a MBA, MCA program. Here again, this is a project. So many activities have to be organized, and each of these have to be time bound. They have to be specific. They have to be measurable. By the measurement, they say I should have say 500 seats here. I should have at least 2 chief guests here. I should have, I should prepare food for so many people. Right? I should have this many vehicles to organize for all the delegates and employees who's coming in. So everything has to be measured. So it should be measurable. So SMART means SMART. So specific, measurable, achievable, relevant and time bound. So every time you define a task, fill up all these columns. Am I specific? And the title, what is the measure? How much am I going to do? In what time limit? And how relevant is it going to be to the mission? This has to be done. Okay, now let's move on to the next part. How many of you feel that your parents are supporting your education now? Who has paid the fees for you today? Louder? Parents. Is this your money or your parents' money? Parents' money. Are you sure? Suppose you hadn't come for this program. You hadn't registered for your program. What will your parents do with this money? Okay, and eventually after that it will grow to something, and then your parents will invest it somewhere. Then after their days, after they are gone, what will happen? What happens to that investment? Who is going to have that investment now? You. So where did it all start? So now tell me, is that your money or is it your parents' money? Our money. Every single pie that you have paid till now is all your money. Do not think that it is your parents' money. Your parents are only helping. The money is yours. காசு நம்ம போடுறோம். யாரோ parent போடல. First அதை புரிஞ்சுக்கணும் நாம. Right? அப்போ அதை தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டீங்கன்னா தான் நம்ம எங்கே கிளாஸ் கட்டச்சு சினிமா போகலாமா, இல்லை வேற எங்கே போகலாம், டூர் சுற்றலாமா, என்னென்ன ஓடியா, அது ஒரு ஃபேமிலியர் நாங்கள் படிக்கும் போது அந்த மாதிரி இல்லை, ஓடி வாங்குறேன், ஓடி போயிட வேண்டியதான். வாழ்க்கையும் ஓடி போயும். We will only feel jealous about others because we would not have achieved. We would have been wandering here and there. Okay? So whatever you are spending here, every single money, paisa is yours. It is not your parents. So make use of it every second. I won't say minute or hour or a day. No, you have to spend it every second. And even beyond that money, please understand, this is a time that you have to be earning. You all have completed your bachelor's degree, mind you. Correct? You should be earning. But instead of earning, you have chosen to be here to learn, for which you are expending. So it is counterproductive. Double expenses. You are losing your potential to earn also in this time. So this is your prime of your age. And if you are going to waste it, you are never going to get it in life. Not only you, even I. Every single moment that we waste, time is the only limited resource for mankind. Let us be very, very clear about that. Many people may not have put it across to you. Please put it to your heart very, very clear. Time is the only limited resource. That is the reason they say, do it as if you were going to live today only. So do not procrastinate. Many times people can, most of us procrastinate. Inniki seiya vendiya velai we say we will do it tomorrow. Evening, tomorrow, day after. This keeps on going. It never gets happened. But eventually the day will come. Then we will feel very bad, but we may not have time. This is not only in this education. Even in the philosophy education. The reason, the purpose of our birth here. You need to gain that also. Even for that, mankind is the most precious birth that body that one can ever get. Any life being can ever get on this earth. Correct? Human body. And having got this body, we should also get that accomplished. Most of us do not know why we were all born here. Why we've been given this wonderful body. Correct? So that is very important. You are here trying to spend while you have to earn. So similar in that process, develop your communication skills. Your communication, primary thing is your communication, immaterial of whatever the language you have. First thing is you need to communicate. நம்ம மனசுல என்ன நினைக்கிறோமோ அது வந்துட்டு அடுத்த ஆளுக்கு போகணும். Be it sales or trying to explain to your employee or whatever fashion it is. Be very, very clear in your communication. Communication is an art. You need to use the right words, stress on the right words, communicate it very, very clearly. Okay? Then also try to hone up your skills in English communication. ஏன்னா இந்த உலகம் பார்த்து நிறைய இருக்கீங்க, அமெரிக்காவில் வந்திருக்கேன்னு சொன்னால் இவன் இங்கிலீஷில் பேசணும்னு எதிர்பார்க்கப்படுவார். When you do not talk, there is a disappointment. But when you talk, it shouldn't be like it is better to be taught as a fool. You know, it is better to keep silent and be taught as a fool than to open your mouth and clear all doubts and so on. வாயை மூடிட்டு தான் முட்டாளா இருப்பானோ அப்படின்னு சந்தேகம் தான். வாயை திறந்துட்டா உறுதியா முட்டாள் தான் அப்படின்னு சொல்லக்கூடிய அளவுக்கு ஆகாம, what we should do is our communication has to be sound, and this communication can be had only by more and more reading. Read books that are not only your textbooks but beyond your textbooks. நிறைய படி, particularly business newspapers and English newspapers. எவ்வளவுக்கு எவ்வளவு படிக்கிறோமோ அவ்வளவுக்கு எவ்வளவு அந்த flow of language வரும். சில நேரங்களில் கொஞ்ச நேரத்துக்கு சத்தமா படிங்க, நாக்கு வரணும் சீக்கிரம். பட் சத்தமா வர்றதுக்கு காரணம் என்னன்னா நம்ம ப்ரொனன்சியேஷன் கரெக்டாக இருக்கணும்னுக்கா. நாக்கு சுழற்சிகள் மற்றதெல்லாம் வந்துட்டு எங்கெங்க அழுத்தணும் எப்படி வரணுன்றதுக்காக கொஞ்ச நேரம் சத்தம் படிங்க. பட் மிகுதி நேரம் சைலண்டா படிங்க. ட்ரை டு அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் வாட் இஸ் given there. You have to understand. ஏதோ படிக்கணும்ன்ற காரணத்துக்காக படிச்சோம்னா even hours and hours, days together you spend, it is not going to have any use. Concentrate, focus, read that one, try to assimilate. Have I understood anything in this paragraph? What is the writer trying to tell me? Very, very important. So, அதை communicate பண்ணது. English பத்தி நான் சொல்றேன். For a typical incident, two incidents in one of the ISTE conferences at Longowal, in Punjab, near Chandigarh. I was there. One of your senior student like you was put in charge of hosting us, taking care of our needs at the guest house. This gentleman's name I remember is Ravi. So every time he used to talk to us, ஒரு சென்டென்ஸ்லயே பாத்தீங்கன்னா நிறைய புது வார்த்தைகளை யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டே இருப்பான். தெரியும் அதே வார்த்தையை யூஸ் பண்ண மாட்டான். ஒவ்வொரு அக்கேஷன் பேசும்போது வேற வேற வார்த்தையை யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டு. So it was very obvious that somewhere he was practicing something. Then at one instant I stopped him and said, I find that you're trying to use, you're forcing yourself to use all new words very relevant to whatever you want to communicate, but why? Then he said, sir, I entered this college. Today I am in my final year of engineering. I entered into this college as a second year student because I completed my diploma in Haryana, where I was a state topper. I was the first rank holder in Haryana in my diploma program. At that point, I did not even know Hindi. I knew only Haryani. Haryani சொல்லும்போது அப்பதான் எனக்கு ஒரு பாஷை இருக்குதுன்னு எனக்கு தெரியும். But he said, I knew only Haryani. I didn't even know Hindi, leave alone English. So when I came here, since I did not know how to communicate in Hindi or English, all my fellow students, they always rejected me. They never included me in any of the groups. So that time I took a vow. ஒரு சத்திய பிரமாணம் பண்ணேன். In a few years, I will change this condition. I will reverse this condition. And today, after these 3 years or 2.5 years of my effort, today the college calls me a moving dictionary. So if this is possible by Mr. Praveen, I am sure it is all possible by each of us. If anybody can do, I can do. If I can't do, nobody can. Correct? If anybody else can do something, I also can. நான் என்னால செய்ய முடியாது அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டேன்னா அப்ப அது எந்த அளவுக்கு இருக்கணும்? I have tried so many times and so perseveringly that மற்றவங்க யாருனாலும் அந்த மாதிரி பண்ணவே முடியாது அப்படின்னு சொல்ற அளவுக்கு நம்ம we should have exhausted all options. That should be our determination. So this is as far as the English language pickup is concerned. And in all walks of life, we need to aspire to be a BMW. Vice Chairman ஒரு கார் வச்சிருக்காரு, அந்த காரை சொல்லல நான். BMW. By BMW we talk about best man in the world. Nothing but best man in the world. நம்ம மறைந்த திரு டாக்டர் அப்துல் கலாம் BMW சொல்லாம வர? Yes or no? Yes. நம்ம அவரோட ஆக முடியாதா? Yes or no? Yes. அவ்வளவுதான் தெரியுமா நமக்கு? முடியாதானா முடியும்னு சொல்லலாம். அப்புறம் அதுக்கு ஒரு தனிக்கு ஒரு கேள்வி போட்டு எஸ் ஆர் நோ சொல்லும்போது அது ரெண்டு தான் நமக்கு அப்ஜெக்டிவ் டைப் தான் ஃபில் பண்ணிட்டு வந்து போடுறோம். ஃப்ரீயா பார்ட்டிசிபேட் பண்ண, ஃப்ரீயா சொல்லுங்க, யாரும் உங்களுக்கு இண்டிகேட் பண்ண மாட்டாங்க. ஓகே, ஸ்பெஷலைஸ் இன் ஒன் ஏரியா. I say BMW, நம்ம எல்லாத்துலயும் we cannot be a BMW. We may not be. We can aspire. We can attempt. But at least one area we should be a BMW. Only one area of your specialization. Is it marketing? Is it finance? Is it accounting? Is it management? Is it HR? As far as MBA is concerned, or in the பக்கம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா is it MCA பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் any particular language? Is it Java flavor? Any one flavor? Java, Swing, so many other things are there in Java. அப்புறம் operating systems, right? Linux, iOS, what else is there? Windows, whole lot of things. Unix, எல்லா languages, ஏகப்பட்ட languages. PHP, எல்லாம் தேவை. So, or in animation, even like your what do you say, mobile games, or your whatever you play, the Angry Birds, இந்த மாதிரிலாம் இருக்கலாம், Temple Run, இதெல்லாம் இருக்கலாம். அந்த மாதிரி games develop பண்ணலாம். So, be an expert in one area. I am telling you again a real life situation. Today, I knew one Mr. Ramesh Kumar. Kongu Engineering College la நான் செக்ரட்டரியா இருக்கும்போது அந்த பையன் வந்துட்டு BSc Computer Technology. BSc Computer Technology. அது படிச்சிட்டு தான். This fellow, I used to meet him only at 10:30 at night. We just cross each other at that time because I used to spend till that time at my office in the trust. So I used to go home by around 10:30, 11, maybe even gone a little later also, trying to negotiate with my suppliers for various things. So when I come out of this office, at times I used to find him looking at the notice boards in the main hall, in the walkway. I used to ask him, have you had your dinner? He was specializing, he was working predominantly, he was spending most of his time only on Linux. Right? Many of you, these were MCA guys must be knowing, Linux operating system. So it so happened that at the end of the 3 years, he failed in about 2 subjects. I wanted to use him, retain him. I didn't know that he had failed, but by the way that he was working, I wanted to retain him. நம்ம கேம்பஸ்ல பார்த்தீங்கன்னா almost about அன்னைக்கெல்லாம் எங்க கேம்பஸ் almost about 900 to 1000 terminals in it. And each of the terminals were intelligent networking tool. Your central server always knew what processor, what is your card that is there. It can easily identify what is where, which location, or how to address it and give some problem and communicate to that அந்த அளவுக்கு தெரியும். அதான் structured cabling சொல்லுவோம். அந்த structured cabling-ல entire campus was networked with optic fiber backbone. So my vision was to develop a supercomputer using all these processors distributed. அப்பெல்லாம் வந்து பேசுறது cluster computing சொல்லுவோம். After the technology or something that we were driving was behind cluster computing. This I am talking about at least back in 2002, 2003. So on the occasion I want to use him. So I want to retain him. BSc முடிச்சிட்டானா அதுக்கப்புறம் இங்கே MCA, அதாவது not MCA, MSc CD program அவனுக்கு ஸ்பான்சர் பண்ணி இங்கே படிக்க வச்சிடலாம். அதுக்குள்ள இடையில இதெல்லாம் ரெடி பண்ணலாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி. But unfortunately, I lost touch because I was busy with my schedules. I lost him. He quit once his degree was over. He left with about 2 years. I didn't know that. I couldn't find him where he went. But then after about 5 or 6 years, I get a call, an overseas call on my mobile. I never had that number. I never knew who that number, where that number came from. So I just picked up the phone. I said, hello. Sir, நான் ரமேஷ் குமார் பேசுறேன். So immediately Ramesh Kumar is a very popular name in ours, so very familiar name. I took some time. Since I was hesitating, sir, நான் நம்ம லக்காபுரம் ரமேஷ் குமார் பேசுறேன் சார். BSc CD படிச்சேன். சொல்லுப்பா எப்படி இருக்கேன், எங்க இருக்கேன்? சார் சைனால இருந்து பேசுறேன். அப்படியே என்ன ஆச்சு எங்க போயிட்டேன் என்ன ஏதுன்னு தெரியலையப்பா, 5 வருஷம் உனக்கு சத்தமே காணமே என்ன எப்படி இருக்கு இல்லை சார் அந்த சப்ஜெக்டில் ஃபெயில் ஆகிட்டேன், அதனால் அதை பாஸ் பண்ணுற வரைக்கும் சென்னையில் ஒரு கம்பெனியில் ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தேன். முடிச்ச உடனே வந்துட்டு எனக்கு GE, how many of you are familiar with a company called GE? It's called General Electric, one of the very successful multinational in the world. இந்த GE பற்றி எப்படி சொல்லணும்னு சொன்னால் ஒரு சிங்கிள் சென்டென்ஸ். GE is one company where people would love to get into the company, but would never want to go out of the company. Such is the company as GE. இப்போ நீங்கள் ஏரோப்ளேன் என்ஜின்ஸில் யார் 2 பேர் பண்ணுறாங்க, டாப்லைன் பண்ணுறாங்கன்னா நீங்கள் எந்த ஏர்கிராஃப்ட் எடுத்தாலும் பெரிய அப்படி போயிங் ஆர் ஏர்பஸ் இதெல்லாம் எடுத்துட்டீங்கன்னா 2 பேர் தான் இன்ஜின் கொடுக்குறாங்க. ஜெட் என்ஜின்ஸ். ஒன்று ரோல்ஸ் ராய்ஸ், இன்னொன்று ஜெனரல் எலக்ட்ரிக். Such is the center of the company, and General Electric is all over the world. Now, as General Electric or as subsidiary units. So then he said, "Gee, everybody, GE ke la pone aachiriyama irukku. Idella all these conversation happens on the phone." He said, "Sir, GE le ஒரு 35,000 servers இருக்கு throughout the world, GE ode for its own as well as its sister companies. So one day they decided that they should move all these servers from Windows based to Linux based, Linux operating